Yo, what's up guys? We got pokeaim here, and today we're going to be talking about the new moveset buffs that are coming with the Crown Tundra and the returning Pokemon. Now this video was actually inspired by a video I saw from MoxieBoosted, who did the same thing but for VGC. Obviously I'm more of a singles player than VGC, and I wanted the same thing, so I'll leave his video down below if you guys want to check that out. Also, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I'm pokeaimMD. I play competitive Pokemon, or Joey if you want to call me that, and I love Mons in general. So yeah, I'll leave this thread as well if you guys want to go through it yourself. But we're not going to be looking through any of the new Pokemon or anything out. We're just going to go, well, we're going to see the new Pokemon here, but we're going to see their new move pool additions. Of course, if you don't want spoilers, I'm trying to get all this out of the way. Don't watch this video. You will see spoilers on Pokemon Return. I don't know how that's a spoiler. It's like we already know they exist. They're just coming back, but maybe somebody will find a way to call it a spoiler for them. It's like, oh man, I didn't want to know my favorite Pokemon Blaziken's coming back. And that's fine. That's on you. But let's get right into this. Now, this thread is basically an anything goes speculation thread. Anything goes is a metagame where literally anything goes. There's no clauses, so you can do whatever you want in that. But I think there's like one clause or something. But either way, we're going to be looking at the new Pokemon. Let's dive right into it. So shout out to these two as well. My boy Matt with the who basically get the sources for everything. So they bolded things that they thought would be important, and I'll go through it. So let's see. Blaziken is returning. Right now, Blaziken comes back with U-turn and close combat. Now I think that U-turn is incredible on Blaziken, especially because Blaziken does have access to speed boost because of its hidden ability, and that's amazing in terms of a Scarfer now because it has also a better move in close combat than High Jump Kick. High Jump Kick is stronger at the cost that if you miss, you lose health. So close combat, while it does lower your defenses, it's a way more spammable move, way safer than High Jump Kick, especially in a metagame that we're playing, whether you play 6v6 singles or Battle Stadium singles that has so many ghosts like Dragapult, Aegislash, Gengar, right? Mimikyu as well, specifically. I love that Blaziken's coming back in general. I think it's going to be great, and the fact that they gave it this, and even the special side Aura Sphere, because Blaziken has really good, a really good special set. Aura Sphere and Scorching Sands are really nice as well, but U-turn for momentum is going to be pretty cool too, because there are a lot of Pokemon that actually can deal with Blaziken. I actually think this might be one of the days or one of the metagames that we do not see a ban on Blaziken. And it's been banned since basically Gen 5, right? Or at least like every generation it's banned since Gen 5. U-turn is really cool too, because we might even see sets like Swords Dance, Flare Blitz, Close Combat, U-turn, right? And you might think, well, that's really dumb. Why do you set up and get on out of there? So the idea behind that could be something like you use a Blaziken, you U-turn out, and your opponent goes into Toxapex, right? You set up, you've U-turned, Toxapex is in, you've U-turned out. If you're playing Battle Spot or Battle Stadium singles, you might have a Gothitelle or whatever, or a Dugtrio or whatever. Dugtrio obviously weak to Skull that they're going to go for, but you might have a Trapper, or if you're playing singles, you might have Magnezone, or you might have something that can actually end up dealing with them. So in that situation, right, you're able to trap them. So U-turn's really cool there. It's also cool on like choice band sets and choice scarf sets too, giving it nice momentum, and I love that. Dialga gets Heavy Slam and Body Press. I think that's just, and Scale Shot. I think Scale Shot is the really coolest thing too, because this gives Bulk Up Dialga a way of potentially sweeping. It doesn't have access to Swords Dance, so a Bulk Up Scale Shot set could be really cool in Ubers. For those that don't know how Scale Shot works, basically when you go for it, it's a multi-hit move that can miss. But when you land, you raise your speed, but you lower your defense by 1. So it's pretty cool on like a Bulk Up, probably even like a Bulk Up Heavy Slam, Earthquake, Scale Shot set in itself, or even Body Press too. The thing about Body Press and Scale Shot is you're lowering your defense even if you're using Bulk Up to raise it. But I do think that it gives Dialga a really cool move on the physical side that isn't like, you know, locking yourself into Outrage, but also has better viability, or better use rather, than Dragon Claw, because Dialga does it in terms of physical moves for Dragon moves like Dragon Claw and Dragon Tail. Like Rest Talk, Sleep Talk Dialga was something that was ran at a point in Ubers back in the day, but I like this for a physical set. Genesect gets access to Blaze Kick, which it had previously from Event, but this makes it easier because the way Pokemon does things, right? It's an event move, and if you don't have, or if you didn't get the event thing, you're basically gonna have to go through, you know, hoops to get that Pokemon back to you. So Genesect having Blaze Kick as a TM or technical record already is really, really good, especially for Shift Gear variant sets that run like Shift Gear, Iron Head, potentially Extreme Speed, I guess, depending on if it actually is the event set. Now you can run Leech Life on physical sets too. Now, physical Genesect variants usually like to run only U-Turn as their bug move, mainly because you're getting the download boost, and let's say your Choice Band, you're getting the download boost and you're getting the Choice Band boost as well, and you get the hard hit off on a momentum move, and then you have other moves that you can go for from there. But Leech Life is a cool move because they did buff it, and it gives Genesect recovery, so maybe you might see some sort of setup with that. And again, this does have Ubers, and it's going to go down. We're going to be going to ignore the potentially viable stuff, because this has to do with, they're all going to be viable. These mods are going to be viable. So ignore that stuff. We're just going to get through the Ubers real quick, and then we'll keep going. So you can skip ahead if you don't care about the Ubers. Also, for those that want to check out my new limited edition New York Dreepy merch, the link is down below, only available until October 17th. Now, Giratina has access to Poltergeist. I think that's the coolest thing out of everything I see here. I don't care too much for Breaking Swipe. Well, maybe Breaking Swipe is actually decent on Giratina, considering it's a very bulky Pokemon. So lowering your opponent's stats might actually make a difference for this mon, because if you just lower their attack stat, it's going to make it harder for Giratina to be going down. So maybe like on a more stally Rest Talk variant, you might see Breaking Swipe, because that way a physical Pokemon that's not a fairy will never be able to beat you. And I guess that's the same reason why they bolded Body Slam, as it gives you a chance to 30% paralyze your opponent. I do think that on offensive Giratina O, though, Poltergeist is a really good move. So Giratina Origin Form typically ran Shadow Force as its offensive option. Now, Shadow Force is a very, very, very strong move. Am I thinking about the right one? Shadow Force? I'm looking it up right here. Like, it's Shadow Force, right? Wasn't it? Maybe Shadow Force isn't in the game anymore. Let me just look at National Dex OU. Yeah, Shadow Force is in the game. Okay, cool. It still is. Just make sure. Like, why would they get rid of its signature move? Now, Shadow Force, if you guys didn't know, is a 120 BP move, and it has 100% accuracy, APP. Poltergeist is 110 power, and it is 90% accuracy. So obviously, there's a little bit of a difference right there. But Shadow Force is a 2-turn move, whereas Poltergeist is a 1-turn move. Same PP. So this is really good in offensive Giratina variants, because previously people would have to, you have to have a normal type to play around anyway, because even resistances are taking so much from ghost type attacks. Like, even dark types are taking so much, like even a Veltal taking around 40% from an offensive Shadow Force. But this is really spammable and really strong for that. Groudon has Heat Crash and Heavy Slam. Love Heat Crash on this. It's a heavy Pokemon. Good physical move. Ho-Oh has access to Flare Blitz. Typically you'd see Sacred Fire on it just because of its burn chance, but Flare Blitz is a cool alternative. Fire Spin lets you trap with Ho, so maybe like some sort of Fire Spin Toxic, so they can't double on Toxic. That could be pretty cool, especially with heavy duty boots, so it doesn't have to worry about Stealth Rock. Mystical Fire is an interesting addition as well, giving it the option to lower their special attack with a fire move that won't be missing. But Dual Wing Beat is something they noted. I'm not the biggest fan. I think Brave Bird's always better, even on defensive variants, just because of the power difference between Dual Wing Beat and that. Kyogre has access to Heavy Slam. I mean, you can go for Max Steel Spike, I guess. That doesn't really matter. Landorus. In terms of what Landorus has, it already had Explosions, so that doesn't matter. Weather Ball is interesting on Landorus itself, because it potentially gives Landorus a strong water move, a strong fire move, a strong ice move, because Hidden Power Ice does no longer exist. So that could be really cool, like a Hail Team type of thing with Landorus. Obviously, just the idea of Landorus coming back is already crazy. Endure is interesting too for like berries, like a Salic Berry or a Lychee Berry or something, just to survive a hit. I'm sure there's some sort of cool strat you can do with that, like some Swords Dance, Endure. So you Swords Dance, actually, this is probably a very common thing that can happen, but Greninja's not in the game, and I don't think it's returning either, which is crazy. At least not right now. Like, wow, no Greninja. But a Swords Dance variant of Landorus, right? You go for a Swords Dance, and your opponent has a Specs Hydreigon. This can work, or even Life Orb Hydreigon. Now, this can work in either, obviously, Battle Stadium or 6v6. And, Draco Meteor is going to knock you out because you're an offensive Landorus. However, you go for Endure, you survive their hit, you pop your Salic Berry, and now you can knock them out because of your +2 attack, depending on what attack you have, So that's a really cool addition. I can see something like that. Defensively, Scorching Sands is really interesting on Landorus because both Landoruses have good special attack. Like Landorus Therian form, even though it has base 145 attack, which is obviously better, that 30% chance to burn the opponent is crazy. So that's going to be like even more defensive variants annoying as well. Lugia has Hurricane from without events, so that makes life easier. We see in Prison, so Lugia can beat other Lugia as well. And I'm sure we'll see like some sort of Ubers thing going on too eventually, right? I'm sure the Ubers will be allowed in some sort of VGC thing too. So that's really nice for Lugia. Naganadel, this one is cool. So we see Endure, which is again very similar. You can do something with berries. Toxic Spike and Spikes are very big for this Pokemon because this Pokemon hits very hard, and it's an Ultra Beast. So Ultra Beasts are Pokemon that you do not want to have. Ultra Beasts are Pokemon that you do not want to have getting a Beast Boost for free, right? You can easily EV train Naganadel to get a Speed Beast Boost instead of just go Timid, right? Instead of a Special Attack one, and that means that Naganadel can now have its +1 speed, right? So it makes it very threatening as a sweeper, especially because it has access to Nasty Plot, Draco Meteor. It's a Dragon type that has Stab Poison, so it doesn't care about fairies. So really good for Naganadel. And the point of me saying that was that this is a Pokemon that forces switches, and much like Ash Greninja, much like Protean Greninja, you know your opponent's going to switch. You can set up a Toxic Spike or a Spike, and this will let you wear down switch-ins for later. So that's really good for Naganadel, especially because Naganadel also has access to U-turn, so it can do literally the Greninja thing. Dragonite is also a pretty cool inclusion in terms of speed, but I don't think it does that much because this mon doesn't have the best attack at base 73. Like I mean, it has strong moves like Gunk Shot, but I would much rather use the base 127 special attack stat that has Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave, and Draco Meteor going for it, right? So, Palkia, I think Scale Shot is probably the big thing. Very similar. Palkia is more known for being a special attacker than it is a physical attacker, but it does have access to a Bulk Up, and you know it is a water type, so it's going to have Liquidation as well. And an Earthquake and things like that, but you can see like a sort of bulk up set being interesting as well. I just think it just invites a different thing for these Ubers to be able to do it. Pheromosa has Close Combat, very good, very good. Close Combat, obviously, I already mentioned it with Blaziken, but it's more spammable than High Jump Kick because we're in a metagame where there are so many Ghost types and they're so good, right? Ghost types are great, and why are they great? Because there is no pursuit. Whether you're playing Battle Stadium singles and use Alolan Muck, and well, you know, it's not here, but use Alolan Muck and you can't use Pursuit, or you're playing singles and you used to use Muck to like Pursue Trap Lotties or whatever. There being no Pursuit means Ghost types are great, and Ghost types being great means Pokemon with Close Combat are really nice because I don't have to risk going for High Jump Kick and losing that PP. That's amazing for Pheromosa. I don't know if Pheromosa is actually going to be broken in our singles metagame this time. Previously it was banned because of Quiver Dance and Spec sets, and Bandit sets just got a lot better because they can Close Combat, but I don't know if it matters too much because Z-moves are what really pushed Pheromosa over the edge as well, and in Battle Stadium singles it can definitely Dynamax and abuse Max Knuckle and its bug moves and whatnot, and it can use Throat Chop as well, which would be pretty cool for something like Aegislash, so you can, you know, you max Darkness so you can actually deal with Aegislash. But outside of that, I'm not sure. At least in singles, we might not even see Pheromosa being banned, just because while it's very strong, there's can use Foul Play too. He's like banded and like things like that, so actually deal with Aegislash as well. It'd be interesting. I'm not sure if that mon's gonna be banned. Rayquaza got Hydro Pump, Meteor Beam, and Scale Shot. Ooh, Meteor Beam Rayquaza with like Power Herb into Draco, and we'll just lose your special attack, right? Scale Shot, that's cool. Xerneas got access to, I swear it already had Play Rough. Huh. Xerneas got access to Draining Kiss, and we've seen what Draining Kiss has done to fairy types. Look at what was previously like a move that Comfy used really well because of Triage. We saw Magearna be banned because of it, because the recovery is nasty, and Magearna's stats across the board are really good, right? Base 115 defenses, base 80 HP. Let's look at what Xerneas stats are. Base 95 and 98 Spadef, but base 126 HP. So going for Draining Kiss and getting that passive recovery is really cool. However, Xerneas is obviously going to be checked by things like Zacian naturally because of Behemoth Blade and stuff like that. So that'd be interesting. Player Off is cool as well because Xerneas actually has a really good move pool on the physical side, like Horn Leech, Close Combat, Mega Horn, whatever. But it didn't have apparently the good fairy move, so now it's play rough. The Veltal gets dual Wing Beat. I guess that's cool if you want to use physical Veltal. I would always use Oblivion Wing just because of the recovery. Lash Out's cool for VGC. The Zygarde sets. So this is another mon. I'm not sure it's going to be absolutely broken or not, but like Sub Coil, Sub Glare sets would be nasty. But Breaking Swipe with Sub sounds really interesting on Zygarde as well, especially if it can become Zygarde Complete because of the insane bulk. I don't think Breaking Swipe has any use on Zygarde 10%, but on this one, as well as on Complete, it's really good. Scale Shot is definitely interesting with like a coil set, like coil Scale Shot. Obviously, why would you want to go for that? Why would you want to raise your defense to lower it? It's just the whole thing of giving it speed while also giving it attack at the same time and accuracy. Because if you're giving it accuracy, Scale Shot won't miss, so you have a reliable Dragon type attack that you're not locked into, right? Previously, your Dragon type attacks were Outrage or Dragon Tail, so this gives you another option on offensive variants. So even on Dragon Dance, like Double Dance, could be pretty cool with that sort of thing. Let's talk about Celesteela. Now this is going to be so annoying. This mon is annoying in everything, but they gave it Cosmic Power. Like, why? This mon was already tough enough to kill. They also gave it Grassy Glide. Oh my god, imagine having a priority Celesteela in terrain. That is so cool. I have to read the move Grassy Glide real quick just to make sure, like, you don't actually have to be touching the ground for it to work, does it? Because it's Grassy Glide. User on grassy terrain. Oh, plus one priority if they're on grassy terrain. Okay, so still really interesting. But I think Cosmic Power is really nasty. I read somewhere that it also got stored power, but I don't see it here. Maybe it already has it though. Let me look at Celesteela. No, I don't see it here. I swear I read it somewhere. But if it does actually have stored power, and Cosmic Power for stored power would be nasty on Celesteela, especially with like Leech Seed, Cosmic Power, whatever things. I think this thing is already annoying. It's already bulky enough as it is. Mega Horn's a cool little addition. I can't wait to use this Pokemon in draft. This mon was already amazing in draft, but like, it's insane move pool. It makes it so much better. Cresselia has Cosmic Power and stored power. So imagine Sub Calm Mind Cresselia with Cosmic Power and stored power. That thing is going to be annoying whether you're playing it in Battle Stadium with Dynamax or you're playing it in 66 singles. And lower tiers, this mon is going to be hella annoying. I love what Diancie got. We got Draining Kiss, so we got that passive recovery on regular Diancie. Obviously, this is good for Mega Diancie when it eventually comes back too. So we got Draining Kiss, which is awesome. We got Mystical Fire, so they gave Diancie a fire type attack because they did that to a lot of fairies. So that's again, this is gonna be a really big value pick as well. I think if you're playing draft or just in general, if it's overall bulk or in lower tiers, because in lower tiers, Diancie's typically like your check to, let's say like in a lower tier, Salazzle's down there, right? So Diancie's like a little check, but mainly a check to birds, right? A check to like Talonflame, a check to Braviary, because you have access to Power Gem, which does enough. And typically the way people dealt with in previous gens, like in previous UU where Latios and Scizor were around, I would use Diancie and I'd use that with like Magneton, and then I'd use it as just like a stealth rocker and like a pivot and a way of dealing with things. But now they give it an actual way of dealing with the steel types that can deal with it, which is pretty cool. They gave it Amnesia, and they gave it Encore, which is crazy because now you can't set up on top of it. They also gave it stored powers, so if it wanted to, it can go for Calm Mind stored powers if it really wanted to. They gave it Baton Pass, so if your metagame allows for Baton Pass, that's nasty. Like you can actually do that. And then they gave it Play Rough as well. So like they gave Diancie so many good things, honestly, and Diancie's like not bad offensively. It has base 100 attack and special attack, whereas it has base 150 defense and special defense. The worst thing going for it besides its speed is obviously the attack, the HP at base 50, but base 150 defenses with body press is a really cool way as well if you want to use that over Mystical Fire as a way of dealing with things, or so that's a really cool fighting type attack for Diancie, especially because it gets Iron Defense naturally, I believe, and then it also has access to Play Rough, so now it has a good physical option as well. It doesn't have where's the thing I'm looking for? Yeah, because it has what physical moves are used. You have Diamond Storm, you have Play Rough, you have potentially Body Press as well. Obviously that's physical, but like it's based on your defense, but it's still going to be really strong, and it's coming off your defense, but still hit them on their defense. So I consider it like a physical attack. You know what I mean? It's not just So a really nice little buff, and I think the the stored power set with like Calm Mind and Draining Kiss. It could be like a mini Magearna if it wants to, with a bunch of good resistances just like Magearna. So that's gonna be crazy to actually look at as well. And we have Kartana. Now we see Solar Blade, cool. That'd be cool in Sun. Very strong move either way. Endure, probably very similar to what I talked about, Swords and Endure with Landorus, because Kartana is going to be revenge killed by faster special attackers, right? So in a situation where I have Swords Dance Kartana, I Swords Dance. They bring out Dragapult to revenge kill me with Flamethrower, Shadow Ball, whatever. I go for Endure, I get my Salad Berry, I'm now faster than them. I definitely knock them out with +2. I'm assuming I got a Beast Boost in the works as well before that. So that's a really cool addition. Grassy Glide on Kartana sounds so nasty, because previously ways of dealing with Kartana where, again, you outspeed it and you knock it out, right? That's basically it. Tornadus Therian could do something like that. But like if you Swords Dance boosted and Grassy Terrain is up, one really common team last generation was Tapu Bulu plus Kartana plus Magnezone. Magnezone got rid of Skarmory, Ferrothorn. Kartana was either Choice Band, Choice Scarf, or Z on that. And it abused Bulu's Terrain, because if your Choice Scarf but Terrain was up last generation, when Terrain gave you a 1.5 boost instead of a 1.3 that it gives you now, it was essentially Choice Band on a Choice Scarf Mon. Now, be careful with checking Kartana. If Grassy Terrain is up, Kartana now has a priority move that is what, base 91 power in Terrain? So not including Stab? So that is insane. That is insane for Kartana. That's such a big buff in both Battle Stadium singles as well as Draft. As well, in Draft, you have to obviously get something with Grassy Terrain, and there's Rillaboom and there's Bulu, right? Or you use something that actually uses Grassy Terrain, like a Grass type itself. Maybe Kartana can even set its own Grassy Terrain if it wants to. Let me check if Kartana can learn Grassy Terrain. I feel like a lot of Grass types can learn Grassy Terrain, so let me check if Kartana can. Because I can see something like that. Oh my god. No, it doesn't. Okay, let me use the partner. I know a Go-Go learns it. Yeah, go ahead and draft a Go-Go. But that's such a big addition for this Pokemon too. I love it. And I'm excited to see. Guys, I want to know your thoughts. Please, please, please leave them down below. But yeah. So, Nihilego. Nihilego has Rock Tomb. Obviously, that's good for like anti-lead Nihilego, like Focus Sash, Stealth Rock lead, which is something that was ran before. Cross Poise. I mean, like, Nihilego is interesting because, like, I think, yeah, Rock Tomb is the big one. I do like the idea of Meteor Beam, because the reason I like Meteor Beam is because you can EV Nihilego if you do, basically if you're running Timid and you only do 176 special attack EVs, you can get a speed boost after you knock out something. But what does that lead? You don't get any special attack raise, so Nihilego isn't going to be as strong as it would be if you actually got the special attack raise. But enter Meteor Beam plus Power Herb, you KO something with your strong Meteor Beam, right? And you get the Power Herb, which means you don't have to waste the 2 turns. And then you get a Speed Beast boost. And on top of that, you already have like good other moves too. Like you could use Power Gem, you could put Sludge Wave, you could put Thunderbolt on it, Grass Knot, whatever. Dazzling Gleam, depending on it. So that's a cool little addition for it as well. I like Corrosive Gas too, because I think just giving anything, well, I already had Knockoff, but I mean, you don't have to, whatever. Corrosive Gas works on every Pokemon, so it's just like the same thing. So I think it's just really interesting idea. They gave Amistar Liquidation and Meteor Beam. Amistar, if you can't find an opportunity to Shell Smash, I guess if you're like, let's say you drafted a Rain team, you're playing a Rain team, and maybe you don't have the opportunity to Shell Smash, maybe you can use something like Meteor Beam, Power Herb, same thing, get the special attack, abuse the Rain, and stuff like that. I don't know how much that matters too much. I don't think Liquidation is going to matter too much for this Pokemon, just because it doesn't have the best attack. It's only base 60, and same thing with Pin Missile. Stack Attacka. They gave Stack Attacka Body Press. Do you guys know how thick Stack Attack is? 211 defense. That is, what is that, 561? Something like that? 573, my bad. 573 defense. So you can use that on your defensive Stack Attack and have the offensive presence of almost 600. That's insane for Stack Attack. Obviously, Stack Attack is a Rock and Steel type, so, well, I'm just going to hit it with close combat anyway. Well, if it's not stab, I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't care if it's 4 times a week, it's not going to kill. But, or Earthquake. Yeah, sure. I mean, you're not going to use it to switch into that if you want. You're going to use its resistances wisely if you use a Stealth Rock one, or you're going to use an offensive one like Choice Band, or potentially Choice Band, or potentially, obviously, Trick Room, offensive Trick Room, with like Life Orb or Macho Brace or whatever. whatever item you want to actually use on it. But I love that. I love that they gave it Heat Crash. Now, the reason I like Heat Crash is because one way that Stakataka could previously be dealt with is, this mon weighs so much too, 820 kilograms. Yeah, what is that, 1,800 pounds? Yeah, that's insane. So, that's amazing for Heat Crash and Heavy Slam as well. If you don't want to use Gyro Ball, Heavy Slam is good because Gyro Ball is almost always going to be at max power just because of how slow Stakataka is. But Heavy Slam is cool because it's a really heavy mon. But Heat Crash is really nice too because previously offensive trick room variants were really good, but like ways you could deal with them. Ferrothorn could eat hits if you're running Superpower or the Z move for is it All Out Pummeling? I believe. I was going to have to call it Max Knuckle. All Out Pummeling, yeah, I'm sorry. It's this generation confusing me with last generation. But the All Out Pummeling, you're not really breaking through Ferrothorn. They can switch out as well. We'll enter Heat Crash. So all the steel types just go ahead and fall down, right? And now you can just run Heat Crash plus your rock and steel move if you want. Or you can still mix in, obviously, your Earthquake as well and Body Press. So really nice for Stakataka. Really good utility as well. Tapu Bulu. Close Combat. Play Rough, Power's Power, that's cool because like Earthquake would be, well, Bula doesn't get Earthquake, but Earthquake is weakened by Terrain if you guys didn't know. So that's a really nice little one as well. Darkest Lariat too. I think Close Combat, Play Rough, and Grassy Glide are the biggest additions for this. Close Combat means it doesn't have to use Superpower, so it doesn't have to go for a move that's not spammable. It's the same thing. Superpower, think of Superpower as High Jump Kick. It's a move with a drawback. High Jump Kick can miss and lose it. Superpower lowers your attack, obviously, and your defense. Obviously, Close Combat lowers your defenses, but it doesn't matter if your attack's still strong as hell, right? That's really big. Bulu now has a physical stab fairy type attack. Another big thing, because fairy is a good move in general, especially when paired with fighting coverage, which Bulu has with Close Combat, good fighting coverage. Now, in 6v6 singles, a Bulu would probably run Wood Hammer, Close Combat, and probably Grassy Glide now over Horn Leech, if it's choice ban. I think it would always run Grassy Glide over Horn Leech if it's choice ban. I might even just drop Wood Hammer and go Horn Leech plus Grassy Glide. But one of those three moves are going to be ran, right? Wood Hammer is obviously super strong, super spammable. Well, it's not super spammable. You take a recoil, but it's really strong. It's like a nuke, right? And then your other move with that would depend on the Bulu itself, right? So if you ran Wood Hammer and Grassy Glide, or you run Horn Leech and Grassy Glide, you run Close Combat for sure because you want to be able to hit the steel types. And then after that, you could run the fairy move if you wanted to. Or it could run Stone Edge, which is something you ran before. You can even run all three grass moves plus Play Rough, or plus Close Combat. So having that base 130 attack stat, being able to use a Play Rough that is, this is the Pokemon that come in on Bulu are either steel types, which will get, murked by Close Combat, or like flying types like Zapdos or Torn, which Banded Wood Hammer usually dealt with a good amount anyway, though there's heavy duty boots. So a choice ban Play Rough though on an offensive Tornadus, ooh, they're gonna do some damage. And Grassy Glide's so good too because similar to Rillaboom, it sets its own terrain, but the difference between this and Rillaboom is that this is just slightly faster, or excuse me, not faster. It's slightly stronger than Rillaboom, base 130 versus base 125. So that Grassy Glide, man, is gonna hurt, and you can't even revenge kill this mon the same way. Let's say your heavy duty boots on Tornadus Therian has been knocked off, so Stealth Rock are up. So you're gonna be, and rocks are up, so you're gonna be at 75% when you come in. Grassy Glide from Adamant Bulu is more than likely a 2-hit KO on Tornadus at that point. So if you try and switch into Tornadus, you'll probably be 2-hit KO. And we've seen how crazy this mon is. It can do the exact same thing that Rillaboom can do. It can Swords Dance and Grassy Glide. It has, so this is really even good for defensive sets too. But obviously Horn Leech is good just because of the recovery. But it's so crazy for Bulu, man, having that priority. I cannot wait. Tapu Fini got Drain Kiss and Sword Power. Also Flip Turn, Misty Explosion, whatever. I guess cool. Yeah, if you want to blow yourself up with your Tapu Fini, even though it's one of the better defensive Tapus because it checks waters and fightings and everything. But Flip Turn's cool for momentum. I like that. But I think the big ones for at least us are Draining Kiss and Sword Power. Again, that passive recovery, which is something that Tapu Fini was really missing. Honestly, I think this Tapu would be amazing if it had a recover, but they don't want to give it to it, which makes sense. So like a Taunt, Draining Kiss, Calm Mindset, think about like Primarina, but with Taunt. It can run Store Power if it wants to beat Toxapex as well, or you don't even have to run Store Power. I'm pretty sure you could beat Pex 1v1 by just taunting, Draining Kissing, Calm Minding, and Scalding, while still having that option to deal with something like Heat Ram, which is also coming back. So Great addition for Tapu Fini. Let me know your thoughts on that. And let's keep going. Tapu Koko. Woo! Close Combat, Play Rough, and Rising Surge. My boy Koko made out with everything in the DLC. Base 115 attack. Previously, your moves on a physical set of Koko were not really the best, right? You had Brave Bird, you had U-Turn, you had Wild Charge, and then typically people would still run HP Ice because it lets them deal with Landorus or anything like that. And those were your physical moves that you would run on a choice set. Now, Koko can run Play Rough, so it has a Stab Fairy type attack. It can still run U-Turn, which it's going to want to, right? It's still going to want to run U-Turn from the Momentum. It's very fast. You can still run Wild Charge if you want to as well. And now you have Close Combat. So them Steel types are going to... This Mon is going to be so nasty because not only is it going to be hard to check on the physical side, like you can just drop Brave Bird, you don't need that. But, because like, who cares if Venusaur or Tangrowth Wall, you just U-turn out of them as they come in and bring out something else. But on the special side too, if it's base 95 special attack, and it's setting up its own electric terrain, which is amazing for it, it can use Rising Voltage, which is gonna be insane for this Pokemon. It's actually insane. Now, obviously, it's only 2 times in power if the target is grounded, but I mean, if we know anything about Pokemon that deal with Tapu Koko, and I need to run some calcs with like Rising Voltage and Terrain versus like Tangrowth and stuff, because that's a 140 base power move. The Pokemon that are in the air are typically going to be like Flyers, which will not be coming on Koko except for maybe Landorus and Latios, but even then, like Play Rough is going to do a lot, and you could U-turn out too. That's such a... Oh my god, they make Koko so good. Speaking of Pokemon they make good, Tapu Lele. I wouldn't be surprised if Tapu Lele got banned, guys. I'm going to be honest. Even though we have Heatran and Chansey and Blissey, and if Magearna is able to come back, we got that too. Expanding Force on Tapu Lele is way too strong. Expanding Force is like 2-hit KOing resistances, man. Easily. They also gave it Future Sight, sure. Stored Power, sure. Whatever. I don't think any of that crap matters. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I would rather... Why would I want to attack with my Lele on a later turn when I can click Moonblast and Focus Blast and Expanding Force and Psyshock if I want to run that too, or Psychic, depending. And like, random Thunderbolt too. Like, I'm telling you, this thing with Specs is gonna have no switch-ins. This thing with Scarf is gonna hit like it was Specs last generation almost. Not necessarily, but it's just gonna be really hard. Even though they did nerf Terrain, they just gave it these strong moves as well. I do think Lele will probably be suspect tested or banned at a point. Obviously, I have no idea what the metagame is going to be like, obviously, but like just based on it, the Tapus are going to be looked at differently this generation. Like, that's 100% for sure. They're going to be looked at differently this generation. So Lele is going to be wild. I wish they gave it Mystical Fire too, because then they'd definitely be banned. But I don't want it to be banned. But they gave Thundurus, Weather Ball. We talked about that. Like, having no hidden power kind of sucks, but being able to abuse like different weathers, like sand, like hail, like rain. I think rain specifically is really cool as well because you get a water move, which is really nice. And you already have thunder. They didn't give it Hurricane. Would have been broken, right? Like, why would they want to give an electric flying type Hurricane? But then they gave it to Zapdos, which I can't wait to talk about. But they also gave it Rising Voltage. That's cool with terrain type of thing. I do think that the coolest thing though is Weather Ball, giving it a little access. And now Tornadus Therian, yeah, there's another one that's probably going to be banned. I just want to let y'all know in National Dex OU, which is basically a metagame that's, it's fake, but I mean, the metagame I play is fake, community based too, so what can I say? But it's a metagame that allows like Megas, Z moves, and well, they banned Dynamax, which is funny. There you are. Well, I mean, it makes sense, but like, it's just funny, ironic. Tornadus Therian form got banned without having Nasty Plot there because Heavy Duty Boots made it, plus Regenerator broken. And I mean, it makes sense. We already see how good Heavy Duty Boots are in this current metagame, right? You see it on Pokemon Regenerator all the time. You see it on Slowbro. Toxapex doesn't usually run it, but sometimes it can. Amoonguss sometimes runs it. Tangrowth sometimes runs it too. Tornadus is one of those mons that not only is it faster and has U-turn for momentum, but it's tough to switch into. It's a great move pool. On top of that, now they decided to give it Nasty Plot. Let's go. They gave Tornadus Nasty Plot, a Pokemon that has Heat Wave, Icy Wave, Hurricane, Focus Blast, Sludge Wave, all in its arsenal. So I'm sorry, but this is probably another mon that's going to get banned. I haven't seen Tornadus T banned since 5th gen as well. This is another mon. I'm talking about Therian form. I think the other one's going to be good because it has priority Nasty Plot, whatever, sub Nasty Plot, whatever, be like Thundurus. But yeah, this mon is going to be crazy. They gave it Weather Ball too. I think it'd be fun on like rain teams as well for like Heatran coming in trying to resist the Hurricane. It can't even dodge a Focus Blast because you got the Weather Ball water going up. Other things, again, ignore the probably unviable. Absol got close combat, beautiful. Again, very similar to what I said before. Oh, I wish Mega Absol was around. I hope it comes back. Very similar to what I said before. Typically, Absol says before were Swords Dance, Knockoff Sucker Punch, and then you'd see Superpower or like Iron Tail, or depending on what coverage you needed. But Superpower is something you could see. Now I can run close combat, and now I can actually make use of a Banded set too. And this, I want to compare it to Aegislash, but I know the Absol is nowhere near as good as Aegislash, obviously. Aegislash in this generation has seen something that I didn't really see in previous generations, and that was choice sets, right? Previously, you saw Subtoxic, you saw Swords Dance, you saw King Shield special moves, whatever. Now we're seeing, or at least early in the generation as well, or like mid-generation, we saw choice sets like Choice Band and stuff. Why? Because Aegislash had spam move in close combat. Absol can do the same thing with base 130 attack, so you can see something like close combat, knockoff, Sucker Punch, and your last move can be a coverage move like Iron Tail for fairies, or, yeah, whatever else you want to run on this mon, like Play Rough or whatever, something like that. Which I'm pretty sure it has. I don't know why it doesn't show. Oh, here it is. Play Rough could be cool there. Psycho Cut, whatever. So that's pretty cool. Really spammable. Aerodactyl, oh my god, if Mega Aerodactyl comes back, it's going to love Dragonite and Dual Wing Beak. So Aerodactyl now has a better flying type spam move than what it had before. Before it had Aerial Ace and Wing Attack, or the rare Fly if you played Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee like me. Competitive, quote unquote, because I loved it. But here you have Dual Wing Beak and Dragon Dance. Woof! And Rock Blast, but that doesn't really matter. You're going to run like Dragon Dance. If you run a Dragon Dance Aerodactyl, you're going to run Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and probably Dual Wing Beak, or some sort of Elemental Fang. But if Mega Aerodactyl comes back, oh my god. Bro, can they just stop messing around and give Aerodactyl Rock... they already have Rockhead. Can they just give it Head Smash as well as Brave Bird already? So I can use Dragon Dance, Head Smash, and Brave Bird without taking Recoil and have Earthquake. I love this for Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl's a Pokemon that's usually a threat in the lower tiers, or it sets up either Stealth Rock and dies as a Focus Sash user, or it's a threat in the lower tiers. That's basically what Aerodactyl does. Now it can be a Dragon Dance threat in the lower tier. Aggron got Body Press. Woo! Aggron, another mon with like 180 base defenses, so that's really nice. It's going to be cool for Mega Aggron too if that eventually comes back. Sand Tomb gives it a cool trapping move that isn't what? Whirlpool? I think it already had Whirlpool before, but that's whatever. Power's Power as well if you want to use Aggron and OU and the grassy terrain is around. I do like the addition of Body Press though. Altaria got Dual Wing Beat. I guess on Dragon Dance I can run that. Flying is a really good spammable move, so I don't think it matters as much. It does have Fire Spin though, and I just want to look at Altaria's previous moves, because Altaria does have access to Perish Song. Did it have any other trapping moves previously? Do I see Whirlpool here anyway? Huh. Block. Twister doesn't. Does it get blocked? Alright, it might have had something before, but I'm not seeing anything here, and you might be like, what the hell are you talking about? But a Perish Trap Altaria can work. This thing gets Perish Song already, right? So you use Fire Spin to make sure whatever comes in has to stay there. Then you go for you go for Perish Song first. And they're like, oh, okay, well, I can switch on the second turn. I don't really have to worry about. Now you go for Fire Spin. So you're able to do that, and then you can go for Rest. Or, well, Rest because you have Natural Core, or you can go for Roost because it's reliable. So you might actually see, this might make a difference for lower tiers, like as a Stall Breaker or an Anti-Stall Mon, whatever, for Fire Spin, Perish Trap. I like that. Archeops gets Dual Wing Beat. Yes. That is amazing. I'm sorry, that is amazing on Archeops. Choice Band, it has really bad Defeatist ability, but like, I mean, Heavy Duty Boots is there, and you can also run Choice Band. But like, I've also used this in Rambats with U-Turn, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Dual Wing Beat, and it is a damn demon. Right? It finally has a viable physical attack that it can abuse. And it also got Air Slash, which is cool on the special side too. Because it didn't have Hurricane, and it had Heat Wave and Earth Power and stuff, so it has Air Slash as well. So a really cool viable thing for that. Also, Meteor Beam can be really fun as well. Like I said, Meteor Beam, Power Herb, Earth Power, Air Slash or Heat Wave, and then Earth Power, like type of thing. I said Earth Power twice, but like something like that could be really cool. Rock Blast could be cool as an anti Focus Sash lead type of thing too. I like that. Armaldo got really nothing. I want to say, like, it doesn't have the best special attack stat. Maybe Mudshot. Articuno got everything. What the hell? Why they give Articuno so much? Articuno has the, and I mean, I'm just looking up all the stats so I remember that. Has base 85 attack. I guess being able to use strong moves like Brave Bird, triple axle is cool for Articuno. We might actually see a physical Articuno for once, because it does have U-turn too. I doubt it. I think Articuno's strong points are going to be the fact that it has freeze dry and sub roost and heavy duty boots are around. But maybe if you want to go wild, go ahead and use it. They gave Audino Mega Punch and Mega Kick, Body Slam. Did Audino not have Body Slam before? Seriously? It did not. Wow. Okay, that's awesome on like Wish support. Audino's like Wish Protect, and you can run, like, if you're not running Heal Bell, you can run Body Slam and Knock Off, so you can paralyze them or you can knock off their items. They gave Aurora's Weather Ball, which is a very strong move, though it does have Spammable Blizzard, but still very strong. And on top of that, like, not really much else. Again, some of these are just going to go through really quickly. Like, I don't really see use of most of the physical rock moves here because it doesn't have the best attack stat. Azelf got Drain Punch, which I think is really cool for Azelf, and Play Rough. But I think that's really cool for Azelf because, like, I mean, there's no pursuit in this meta. Azelf would have loved Drain Punch previously. It didn't have focus. Its only way of dealing with like Tyranitar was U-turning out, or like Grass Knotting on the switch into 2 KO. But Drain Punch on a Choice Band set can knock it out. So that's cool for Azelf on like Choice Band, U-turn, Drain Punch, Zen Headbutt, and Explosion. Explosion I would still run on that thing just because it's still 250 base power, even if they nerfed it. Baton Pass is cool too. Nasty Plot Baton Pass in your draft league if that's allowed. That could be pretty cool. Or as well as like a taunt, like Baton Pass type of thing. Could be really cool. They gave Blacephalon a lot. Okay, I think the biggest one is Scorching Sands. So now you gotta. There's no. Again, I want you guys to know there's no pursuit in this metagame. This might be another mon that gets banned. Just because it's hard to switch into offensively. Who knows, though? It's Blacephalon. I doubt it get banned, right? Like, back in it does like 8% to Assault Vest, T-Tar, and Sand. But what if you did what if you did 12%, but you burnt them as well? Crazy. Crazy. That's really good, too, for that mon. They also gave it Fire Punch, so you could run a physical one if you wanted. Encore is cool for subcom mindsets, whatever. I do think that Scorching Sands is the biggest thing, because now you can run Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Scorching Sands, and if your Specs and Heatran tries to come in, or Heatran's in front of you, yeah, Shadow Ball still does about 30-40%, but why not just knock him out with the Scorching Sand? So that's a pretty big thing for Blacephalon. They gave Buzzwole Close Combat. Oh my god, no they didn't. Again, before it had Sewer Power or Hammer Arm, 2 moves that have drawbacks, or Drain Punch. Again, Drain Punch is good, but Close Combat is way stronger on Choice Band and Choice Guard sets, and then you get the Beast Boost, so you get the +1, and you just run Close Combat, Leech Life, and whatever other coverage moves you want. Speaking of coverage moves, they actually gave it a Dark move too, so your Jellicent plus Aegislash combination is not gonna wall me. No sir, I got Darkest Lariat, and you're still gonna wall me Pex, but whatever. Carbon got Body Press, cool, it's a Carbink. Caracosta got Razor Shell. Let me look at Caracosta real quick. Does it have Liquidation? I feel like it does. No, it does not. Yeah, it does. So that none of these things really matter on Caracosta. Maybe Rock Blast on like support defensive variants for lower tiers could be cool. Besides that, I'm not seeing too much. Cradily got Rock Blast, very similar. Power Whip. I feel like Cradily already had that. I swear Cradily already had Power Whip. Oh, okay, maybe that was just random battles where I was fighting it. But that's a really nice physical move, especially because Cradily has Sword Dance already and Recover. And then Rock Blast is another one if you don't want to use like Stone Edge or Rock Slide. That's cool. Grassy Glide as well is going to be really fun in lower tiers. I can't wait to try it out. And I like Meteor Beam too for the special attack, just because it has a good special move pool too, but can't really abuse it unless you get like the Ancient Power boosts. They gave Crobat Hurricane, woof, and Dual Wing Beat. I like Nasty Fly Hurricane though, that sounds fire, especially with heavy duty boots. Cragno got, yeah, stuff that doesn't really abuse really well. Dragonite got Dual Wing Beat and Scale Shot. Now, flying, Mono Dragonite last generation with like a Z move and then like Fly and Roost and stuff was pretty cool. Dual Wing Beat gives it a nice and spammable flying type attack. Flying is just a strong move because it has very few resistances, and the resistances that it does have are really easily covered by a lot of natural coverage, especially with Dragonite. So that's cool, like a Dragonite that can, especially with multi-scale and heavy-duty boots, so you don't have to worry about that being broken, and you can basically survive hits that you usually wouldn't be able to. So I can see something like Dragon Dance, Dual Wing Beat, Roost Dragonite, with Earthquake as its other move just being really good because Earth and and flying is earth. Ground and flying is very, very good coverage as well. It also has access to Heal Bell now because of the new item they made it with its hidden ability is what I'm saying. They I forgot what it's called, but the hidden ability capsule, it's not called that, but I forgot what it was called. But yeah, they have that, so that's pretty cool. And like a defensive set. Air Slash is cool as well, but it does have access to other moves, and Body Press could be interesting too. But I think Dual Wing Bee is the big one. Scale Shot's cool too. It did have agility though, and it did have Dragon Dance though. They gave Electivire Rising Voltage. They gave it Darkest Lariat. Stop teasing us and give us the Dark type Electivire already. We already know it should be part Dark type. That and Luxray. But I like Weather Ball. Good for the special side. Good on like rain. I think the lower tier draft that'd be really fun as well to pick up. Darkest Lariat. They didn't. I mean, sure, that's cool. It has base 123 attack, and Darkest Lariat's a good move. Kind of wish I had knockoff instead. Rising Voltage is nice. Entei gets Flare Blitz, which is awesome. Previously event only. And I like the Scorching Sands on like a sub-calm mindset. If you go like sub-calm mind, fire move, ground move, that's pretty decent coverage. Like even if you use that OU heat ran, you wall heat ran because you're behind a sub, so it can't toxic you. And if you calm mind up, you can beat it with Scorching Sands. They gave Garchomp Scale Shot. Give it Dragon Dance, you cowards. They gave Garchomp Scale Shot. Awesome. So you can use Swords and Scale Shot, kind of similar to Haxorus, and that's its fake little Dragon Dance right there. But you can use that plus Earthquake. Earth, Ground, and Rock are just really good coverage together. Oh my god, I love it. Guzzlord got Heat Crash. Cool. Guzzlord wasn't like really needing a fire move much. Maybe on the physical side, that's pretty cool. Doesn't Guzzlord like not weigh that much though? Guzzlord Bulbapedia. Oh, look at the Sarah's link right here. It's here anyway. Oh, wow, okay. I mean, it's a giant oven, so I assumed it did weigh, but I swear I saw something. You know what it was? It's the fact that Guzzlord has really low HP for what type of Pokemon it is. Oh, no. Really low defensive stats for what type of Pokemon it is. It has massive HP, 293. But, okay, cool. So that's nice. It's actually a really thick mon. So, Heat Crash is really cool on the physical side with, like, that, Earthquake, Knockoff, you know, type of thing. Has Heavy Slam, too, so it can actually hit fairies as well. So I like that. I think that's pretty cool. Amnesia sets as well. Heat Ran. We can finally use Flame Body here, which is pretty cool. Scorching Sands, you can use that over Earth Power. So if you want to burn them with both your Lava Plume and your Scorching Sands, welcome to Utility, Heat Ran. That actually sounds so annoying too. Like obviously it's weaker than Earth Power, but like just think about that, guys. Defensive Heat Ran. Earth Power is a little bit stronger, but I can burn them with both Lava Plume and Scorching Sands. I don't even got to predict, man. 30% chance to burn them on both sides. Insane. So I like that as well for Heat Ran. Heat Ran's going to be a really important Pokemon when it comes back. Good Stall Breaker with Magma Storm Taunt type of thing. They gave Jinx Future Sight. Lower tier Specs Jinx could be pretty cool. Future Sight, Focus Blast, you know, Ice Beam type of thing, Trick. I like that. The rest don't really matter too much. Maybe Expanding Force on a team with Indeedee could be cool. They gave Kabutops Cross Poison. I think it already had Leech Life. I remember it getting from Let's Go. Rock Blast is interesting as well, like a anti-lead type of thing. This is the big one, Latios and Latios. So let's go through what Latios got. Mystical Fire, Scizor, Ferrothorn, Scizor and Ferrothorn, but also want to hit Corviknight plus Skarmory. You got Mystical Fire right there. You know, there's no HP Fire, but we got a stronger one, so amazing. What else? Surely Tyranitar still walls me and can deal with me. Or Aegislash. Well, Aegislash as well is hit by the Mystical Fire. But nope, they gave it Aura Spirit too. Oh my god. They are crazy. They gave this Pokemon what it needed. Like, for years people have been saying, man, they gotta give Latios Focus Blast, man. I'm tired of getting Pursuit Trapped by Tyranitar. We got you, bro. We'll give you the one that don't miss. That's even better than Focus Blast. Anyway, so we got Aura Sphere on a Calm Mind Pokemon that has reliable recovery, that has insane bulk, and I'm talking about both of them. Both of them get Mystical Fire and Aura Sphere. That's crazy, man. Specs, Calm Mind is going to be crazy. Dragon coverage, you got Psychic coverage, you got the Fire coverage, you got the Fighting coverage. They also give them both Baton Pass, so in like a Battle Stadium thing, you can try and Calm Mind Baton Pass. I'm pretty sure you can just sweep with Latios and Latios if you do it. I can't wait. These are two of my favorite Pokemon coming back. I really can't wait. This and Suicune are like, these are my favorite Pokemon. So I'm really happy they came back, and they made them broken. That's what I like to see. That's exactly what I like to see. Magmortar, they gave it Scorching Sands. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Mystical Fire as well? Hell yeah, bro. Ain't no Calm Mind Comfies beating me in lower tiers if I have leftovers in Mystical Fire. I love that. But I think Scorching Sands is really cool too because previously, Magmortar has like really good stats, right? Like base 125, well, offensive stats. Base 125 special attack and base 95 attack, and you typically see like a mixed one with Earthquake to hit like Lantern in lower tiers. Well, now you can just Scorching Sand if you want and hit opposing fire types and burn them all as well. They gave Mesprit, Draining Kiss, Nasty Plot, Stored Power, Play Rough. Oh my god. Baton Pass as well. This mon has always been like the mon that's been in the middle, right? Like Uxie is known for being defensive, Azoth known for being hyper offensive, Mesprit's somewhere in the middle, usually providing healing with support as a choice Scarfer or Ice Beam or Psychic, usually ending up in like lower tiers. I think previously banned from PU and maybe NU last year. I'm pretty sure it got banned from PU, maybe I'm wrong, but or it was like the leader of PU basically last gen. But they now gave it Drain Punch, which is awesome. They gave it Nasty Plot. I think Nasty Plot is the big thing, because Calm Mind is one thing, but being able to plot twice and then have Stored Power as well, and Draining Kiss for recovery if you want, that can also, you know, at the same time hit Dark types, which would otherwise wall Mesprit. Pretty big. They didn't give Metagross Close Combat. Making me sad, man. This is one of my favorite Pokemon that I want returning. Like, my favorite Pokemon are Suicune and Latios in that order. But, like, this mon is my favorite mon that's returning, you know? Psycho Cut, so I don't gotta use Garbage and Headbutt. I mean, Psycho Cut is weaker. Cosmic Power Metagross. Huh. I don't know. No, I feel about that. I wish I saw Body Press on this list at least. Like a defensive one, but yeah, not too big. They gave Moltres Mystical Fire. Subroots Mystical Fire Moltres sounds very annoying. Give it Weather Ball too, so that could be another fun one as well on rain teams, because I've used Moltres on rain with Specs. So it has Fire Blast still, obviously, because you still want to hit Ferrothorn, but you have Specs Hurricane, which is very good, and then you have U-Turn, and then your other move is like usually Hidden Power of sorts. But now try and go Heatran on me right now when I got the Scorching Sands and the Weather Ball So I think that's really big for Moltres. Nidoking and Nidoqueen finally coming back. I don't know why they weren't in the game to begin with, but Scorching Sands is cool on like more defensive Poison Point Nidoqueen sets. If you don't want to run Earth Power, if you don't need to run Earth Power, Body Press can be cool on Nidoqueen as a defensive move. Not really too much else I'm seeing here that's not too interesting. Raiku really got a lot of great stuff. They gave it Scald for whatever reason. They gave it Aura Sphere, which it only had with events, but now it can be basically like Timid Nature. Before I had to re-rash Nature Aura Sphere. Obviously in this generation we have the Nature Mints, so that doesn't really matter. But how many Marmons are there? Oh, okay, we're almost done. Cool. Obviously they gave it Nature Mints, so that wouldn't be something that affected us, but now you can do naturally Aura Sphere and Scald. Scald is great because they got rid of Hidden Power Ice, so you know the ground types like Gliscor and Landorus that are coming back. Well, I don't think Gliscor's on this list, but Landorus, is Gliscor on this list? Damn, no Gliscor? Serious? Oh, that mon's fire. Landorus is coming back. Yeah, going to get burnt. Or lose to my Weather Ball set in Hail, which is something I ran in DVP, which I loved. Rising Bolt is also another pretty big one. They gave Regigigas, Icicle Spear, and Heavy Slam, whatever. This is a pretty big one with Regigigas. Before, it did not have Protect, it did not have Rest. And if you guys don't know about Slow Start, basically it takes 5 turns for this mon to actually be good. So, they gave it that. Not only can you stall out turns easier with Protect, you don't have to use the sub Confuse Ray Thunder Wave strat with like Return as your only move, which isn't even in the game anymore. But you can actually rest and you can do things with Body Press and you can do things with, it has good moves like Darkest Lariat now too. So Regigigas is finally with his base 1 million stats, base 160 attack, base 110 defenses and HP, base 100 speed, can finally do something, even though it had amazing, it had knockoff anyway, so forget Darkest Lariat. But I forgot I had knockoff, and I used that even, I'm pretty sure the old event one that I got from Toys R Us, because I got it from Toys R Us back in the day, I remember as a kid, I had knockoff too, but maybe I'm wrong. But Body Press is pretty big with its good defenses. It also can, like, just the fact that it can rest, like, just something like Power Up Punch, whatever coverage move, whatever other thing in Resto Chesto could be pretty cool. For just boosting your attack and then, you know, they status you rest off, you get the Chesto Bear, you wake up and you go from there. I like that they gave Regirock Body Press a lot. So it's a good move to it. Like, you don't have to use Superpower on like sets as well. And Earthquake as well, but like with base 200 defense, Body Press is really good. Like, that's very, very good. It also has Iron Defense, so I mean, you might see Iron Defense Body Press and, you know, base 200 defense Pokemon, you're not beating it with a physical move after that. So Iron Defense Body Press sounds really cool on the set. Registeel, Registeel didn't have Heavy Slam? Really? Didn't have Heavy Slam? I mean, I know we used Iron Head before, but I thought that was just because, wow, it didn't have Heavy Slam. Holy crap, I did not know that. I did not have access to Heavy Slam before. I mean, it makes sense like why we were using Iron Head at points, but I guess that's a cool little addition to this Pokemon. It doesn't weigh that much though. It's only 451 pounds, which I guess by our standards as human beings, that's a good chunk to weigh. But maybe body press probably be the coolest thing as well, like Iron Defense body press type of thing as well. So Relicanth, Liquidation, Body Press, Rock Blast. These are all really good defensive moves on like a defensive Stealth Rocker set that Rambats likes to give you. Base 100 HP, base 130 defense. Oh my god, anybody watch Xenon back in the day like I did? You get your Ultra version 3 Relicanth going on right here, bro. With your Toxic, Protect, Liquidation. Liquidation's good. Or like a Choice Band set with Head Smash and Liquidation. He does get Swift Swim, so you can see that in like lower tier rain as well. Head Smash hits really hard, and Liquidation is stronger than Waterfall. So, Scale Shot as well if you want to try and be crazy, but it doesn't have Swords Dance, which kind of sucks. Salamence, Hurricane, lovely. You can try Rain Salamence just like you could try Rain Moltres, especially because it has an amazing cover. Like it has Hydro Pump, so you can get that boosted as well. It has Draco, obviously. You have Earth, you have Fire Blast too, Air Slash as well. So these are all really nice. Breaking Swipe on a defensive variant sounds really cool too. Like a Roost Defog variant with heavy duty boots. And then they gave it Dual Wing Beat, which is really good for a Dragon Dance variant as well. Very, very good. Previously it ran like Dragon Dance Z Fly, so it can Merc Fairies. I'm sure you can see something with Dragon Dance Dual Wing Beat after like spikes and deal with like Tapu Fini and stuff like that. And then Scale Shot as well if you want to boost it. So really big buffs for Salamence right there. I think Hurricane, Air Slash, and Dual Wing Beat. Specifically, obviously the flying type attacks are the best. They gave Sceptile Dragon Dance. Oh man, you can't even Mega yet? Bro, they gave Sceptile Dragon Dance. Man, Mega Sceptile would have loved this, bro. Already 145 base speed, 110 attack. Sceptile has 85 attack, but like Leaf Blade. I mean, you'll see like typically Unburdened sets with like terrain and stuff. You want to try Sceptile, but now I can run Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Leaf Blade, and then whatever other coverage move you want to run as your last move. A pretty big addition. Cross Poison, Breaking Swipe. Okay. Grassy Glide is cool. I think you'd rather use Kartana if you're going to use something that can abuse Grassy Glide with Rillaboom and Tapu Bulu. And then Scale Shot as well gives it like a speed boost, like on the special set. I think would be really nice too because it has a good special attack. Really good special attack. They gave Spiritomb Hex, which is amazing for defensive Spiritomb because Spiritomb has good defensive stats and also like one weakness. Of course, being a ghost type, it's plagued with bad HP stat. It has Poltergeist, which is amazing. It's base 92 attack, not the best, but like strong ghost moves are always great. You can run that with like Will-O-Wisp, Poltergeist, like Sucker Punch type of thing. Yeah, just for sort of like stab moves like that. I do think Hex is really nice though on defensive sets because it can run like Will-O-Wisp, Hex, Rest Talk, or it can run Will-O-Wisp, Hex, Pain Split type of thing. So I think that's really nice. They gave Suicune Liquidation and Air Slash. Air Slash was previously a vent, and you have to be relaxed nature to have, if I'm not mistaken. So a Combine set with Air Slash, Ice Beam, Hydro Pump could be cool, I guess. This is my favorite Pokemon, but Weather Ball, I mean, I'm not seeing it too much, doing much. I do like that they gave it Liquidation, though. I'm about to run Curse Suicune with Liquidation. Say I won't. I won't. But maybe I will. Who knows? But yeah, I like the Air Slash edition. Swampert got Bulk Up. Oh my god, they gave Swampert Bulk Up, but Mega Swampert ain't here. They also gave it Liquidation, but Mega Swampert ain't here. You know what Mega Swampert had to run? Waterfall, and if it wanted to be cheeky, Aqua Tail. Nah, we got the halfway in the middle strong move, Liquidation. Oh, actually, no, Liquidation is just a really good move, period, right? Like, it's a really, 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 really good move. So Liquidation is great on Swampert. Bulk Up is incredible. They gave it Body Press too, which is really cool. But like a Bulk Up Rest Talk Swampert sounds really nasty. Before I could do that with Curse. But imagine Mega Swampert being around and you have Rain, right, from Pelipper. You turn out the Swampert. You have your Heat right now or whatever, so you have to switch. They go for Bulk Up and they just sweep you with Earthquake, Ice Punch, and like Liquidation, respectively. They gave it Darkest Layer too, so cool for like Johnson trying to wall. I think this is going to be really nice. I like the Bulk Up edition. Close Combat on Tyrantrum. We already talked about how good that is on a spammable one. I think Scale Shot's really good too. This thing does have Dragon Dance, but Scale Shot being able to boost your speed, and then you can just go for your Rockhead, Head Smash, and Close Combat and Earthquake from there. Well, you don't have to really have Earthquake around. You can probably put whatever you want. But Scale Shot, close combat and head smash. You can even use Dragon Dance, Scale Shot, close combat, head smash, so that way they can't even go out to faster Scarfers to revenge kill you, because not only are you already +1 with the Dragon Dance, but if you go for Scale Shot, you get even more. Love that. Uxie. Nasty Plot, stored power. Oh god, this mon's so bulky, so like a Calm Mind stored power set sounds really nasty on this thing, especially because it can Baton Pass as well. Encore to stop other Pokemon from annoying the hell out of you. Very nice additions. They gave Victini Baton Pass and Encore, really good for draft as well, really good for momentum. They gave it Scorching Sands too. It does have Victory Star plus Focus Blast, so I think that's okay for the most part. But Scorching Sands is obviously 4 times effective on Heat Rend versus the 2 times effective Focus Blast. Baton Pass is cool. Encore is really cool. Like sub Encore sounds really good as well in this, like on like a draft type of thing. They gave Volcanion Scorching Sands. It already had Earth Power. It has a lot, really. So I don't think any of these moves really matter too much on Volcanion, personally. Let me check how much Volcanion weighs. Volcanion weighs more than like 600 pounds, then maybe Heat Crash is good. It's only 400 pounds, which isn't that much in terms of Pokemon, so I don't think Heat Crash is good. If I want physical, I'll word Flare Blitz. Walrein got Sword Stance. What? What are you dancing? What swords, bro? What are you doing? At least Weavile does a thing with its claws, like in the anime. What is Walrein doing that with? What are you sword dancing with, bro? Tell me right now. Tell me right now. But if we all know about Walrein, we know it's bulky. Base 110 HP, base 90 defenses, that's really bulky, right? So Swords Dance, Earthquake, Liquidation, and now the Icicle Spear that they gave it to, because you don't want to use Ice Fang. That's clean. That sounds fun. It's like something like that on Walrein sounds really fun. They also gave it Hydro Pump on the special side, which is something it didn't have before. It also doesn't have Scald, so you wouldn't use that. But let me give this mod Freeze Dry. Like, what are you doing, Walrein? But it's cool they gave it Swords Dance. I think that might be something really funny. For like, imagine getting swept by a Swords Dance Walrein. Oh, imagine it, because it's gonna happen. It's gonna be by me too. It's gonna be on the ladder. I'm gonna do it before Envy as well. I promise. But Circuitry got Rising Voltage. Cool with like a Xurkitree Tapu Koko or Xurkitree Pincurchin combo. I think in general this mon got a little bit worse because they got rid of Hidden Power from the game, so you can't Hidden Power Ice Landorus, so you really have to work on that chip damage with either Energy Ball or Dazzling Gleam. But thankfully for Xurkitree, when you have over 400 million special attack, that's not that hard to chip away at things. So, and Zapdos, we're going to be ending it with that. But Zapdos really got a lot of great things. Alright, they gave it Hurricane. Hurricane's great. Zapdos, who cares about Hidden Power, right? If you have a stab flying move from a really strong Pokemon like Zapdos. We already have Thunderbolt, we have Hurricane, we have Heat Wave. What do you need besides that, right? No, they said, hey, we're going to go one step further. We're going to give you Weather Ball too, which is awesome because if you use Zapdos on Rain, not only do you have 100% accurate Hurricanes because of the rain, but now you have a Weather Ball water type attack. So that's really cool too. You already have Heat Wave, you have Roost. They even gave it Brave Bird and Rising Voltage and Dual Wing Beat, so that's cool because Zapdos actually has a decent physical one, move pull as well. So that's just really, really, really exciting, I think, to think about, like the fact that like they gave Zapdos so much, and this mon is going to be, I think this mon's going to be OU. Like, I really think it's going to be OU for sure. Like, it's already a good mon as it is, but like the fact that it doesn't have to, I don't know, the fact that it just doesn't have to worry about anything because of Hurricane. I mean, granted, Hurricane's, 70% accurate, but it's still good, man. It's still really, 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 really good. So I'm excited to see what Zapdos comes back with and ends up doing. I also think they gave it Brave Bird because if you guys didn't know, Galarian Zapdos is fighting and flying, so I think they wanted to give that one Brave Bird as well. Especially because its Thunderous Kick is a fighting type attack, so that's gonna be really nice, like on that. So I think that Brave Bird is gonna be more coming to play on that Zapdos. So this Zapdos has good attack anyway because it is Zapdos. So really nice. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what ends up happening with these Pokemon. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. I've been talking for about an hour. I'll see you guys next time. I'll leave this link down below. I'll leave MoxieBoosted one if you want to see a more VGC side than a more physical variant. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace. Feel free to subscribe, of course. And check out the New York Dreepy merch. This is only available until the 17th. Goodbye, my friends.